Hi, welcome back to the channel. So today we're going to do a bit on the Saab engine. Right, what the plan is, I need to do a aircon and power steering delete on the Saab B205. So because we're not going to be using the mechanical oil pump for the power steering and the aircon, well, it's just weight, so getting rid of that. So what I need to do, get the belt off. I haven't got a new belt yet. I'm just waiting for it to be delivered. So I thought in the meantime, what I can do is we'll get the pump off, and what we need to do is we've got a pulley that we need to put in its place, so we need to get a pulley and get it mounted and put there. So that's the plan for today. So I'll get some tools and see if we can get it all off. So get some gloves on and we'll get the belt off and we'll start taking it all off. The reason for taking this off is I am going down the route of an electric power steering pump, which will be in another video. So yeah, you'll see us all plumbing that in, wiring it up. So yeah, so let's get these off. Alright, belt's off, so I need to get this pulley off now, and then aircon pump. I think we'll get the pump off first. I think they're just 13 mils. There's only 3 of them, so we'll get that off, and then we'll get the aircon pump off, and we'll go from there. So yeah, let's crack on. This was another cheap eBay bargain, so might do a bit of review on one. Alright, so that's that off. I took a bolt from there which I didn't need to, so I will put that back in. And what we need to do is, I'm thinking if we make some sort of bracket coming off these 3 bolts, then we can weld up a bracket for them 3 bolts, and then possibly we can make a piece coming off it so we can attach the idle pulley to it. So that's the plan, but we'll come into that later on. But what we'll do, we'll get the aircon pump off, get that off, because we're not going to use it. That can be deleted. Looking at this bracket, I'm only keeping this bracket because I'm using the original engine mount. So what we might have to do is modify this bracket, maybe mill it down so it's flat, and yeah, I think that's what we might have to do. But let's get the aircon pump off and we'll go from there. That was easy enough. So they're off. Actually looking at it, I think we can delete this mount as well, because we actually don't need that, and that'll give us a bit more room for possibly a bigger turbo later on down the line, or a bigger in-feed pipe. So yeah, we'll whiz that off. Yeah, plenty of room. That's off, don't need that. So it's just extra weight, although there's not weight there, it is extra weight, so. Right, so that's all I'm done. I think I'm going to whiz this mount off as well, purely because I want to make it flat, so we can put it on the milling machine, make it flat, and then we can make a bracket then to suit it. Say, I'm only keeping the bracket purely because I'm using the original engine mount. So, but yeah, that's the plan with that. So we'll whiz that off, and definitely got a lot more room. It's a shame the water pump's there, because we could have gone possibly bigger turbo. Well, that's something in the future. So yeah, let's whiz that mount off, and we'll get it milled flat, and then put it back on, ready for when we can start mocking up some sort of bracket for it, for the pulley wheel. So yeah, happy days, we're winning. I like it. Got 2 bolts here. I've undone one here. So we'll get them off, and then that bracket will come off then, and we can machine it flat. But I'll get it off and then I can show you what I mean where I need to machine it flat. Right, see, that's the bracket. But as you look at it, it's got that there where the bolts go off the pump. But what I want to do, I want to make a bracket that'll fix onto them, and then the pulley wheel will bolt to it. So we've got that one there's sitting proud, that one's sitting proud, so we can machine them for clearance. Probably machine that one as well, but yeah, machine them flat on the milling machine, and then it'll be all level, so when we put it back on and make the bracket, it'll all be level with it. So yeah, so what I'll do is I'll get set up on the milling machine, and then I'll bring you back in once I'm set up, and we'll do a bit on the milling machine. So yeah, sound, happy days. So got myself set up on here now. We're only doing light cuts on aluminium, so having the quill down, that's fine. Like so, a couple of light cuts just to take these off and these bits here, and then we'll be good to go. And then we can put it back on, and then we can start making a bracket to put the actual pulley wheel on. So yeah, what we'll do, crack on with this, and because we're all set up, so I'll do a few light passes, get rid of the top bits, make it all flat, and yeah, we're good to go then. So happy days. Happy days, that's all flat now. I took this point as my reference, so yeah, it's all flat. What I might do here is I might just mill it all out. I'll take this bushing out and then I might just mill it all so it looks tidy, because we don't actually need that anymore. And if I ever changed it and gone back to a mechanical pump, they're cheap enough to go and buy. So yeah, nice tidy job. I think it's a first milling machine job on the channel. So yeah, what I'll do, I'll smash that bushing out and I'll clean it up with the mill, and then I'll come back in when it's back ready to go back on the engine. Happy days, I like it. Right, bushing's out, so I'll just give that a bit of a clean up. Doesn't have to be anything special, just to get rid of that. And I don't want to change and put an end miller in or anything like that, so I'll just sew it back with that. Yeah, so that's done. Happy with that. Just need to tidying up. So yeah, get that out now. Give it a quick deburr, and we'll mount it on and see how it looks. Right, we'll screw that on now. That's screwed on there now. That looks alright. That's sound, that. So what we can do is, when we make a bracket now, I want to pick up on them 3 bolt holes. So we can, because I want to use the original engine mount, so that'll pick up on them holes, and then these 3 holes then will pick up on a new tensioner that'll go there. Not bad, that milling turned out alright, do the job. So yeah, that tensioner now will get put there, so we need to make a bracket that'll pick up on them 3 bolts, and that'll be the tensioner in there. So happy days. Right, I found this bit of angle line. Well, what I'm thinking now is there's 2 holes in the side where the original pump was. What I'm thinking is possibly machine that to fit them 2 holes. Maybe putting a brace across to the top hole. So maybe cut that down by half. Cut that down the centre. Pick up on them 2 holes, and then that can go there, and then I can make a brace going from the bottom of it up to the top. I think that'll be plenty. And then what we can do is get all the corners, round them off, get them on the milling machine, and we can clean them all up. So what I'll do is, just to save you all cutting and grinding, I'll get it to where I want it, and then I'll cut back in. But yeah, I think that'll be fine there. Yeah, so I'll pick up on them 2 holes. Probably need a spacer on the bottom one. But yeah, that's the plan. So I'll get this cut and grinded how I want it, so how I want it to fit, and then I'll cut back in again. Happy days. I think that might be the best option. Yeah, let's do that. Right, so what I've done here is I used the two plates, two holes that are on the side of the main mount, which were originally the pump holes. So I've used them, used a bit of angle iron, drilled the holes. I didn't think you'd want to see me drilling the holes. You know, that's quite repetitive. So, but yeah, it's pulley's a little bit tight, but I think it's just because it is actually a new pulley, but I've used old parts to get it all together. But what I need to do now is clean up the angle iron and trim the 2 bolts down, which is I might just go from corner to corner, or corner to like halfway, something like that. But yeah, I'm happy with how it's turned out. It's all in line for the belt, so I'm just waiting for the belt to come. But other than that, yeah, I'm happy. Say just need to trim the bolts and trim the angle line down, make it a bit more neater. But yeah, happy days. I'm happy with it. I've tried the old belt on. So this is the old belt, so that's pretty much how it'll fit. So yeah, happy days. So I'll get this bit of angle iron cut now, get the 2 bolts cut, and then we're pretty much done. But yeah, I'm happy with how it's turned out. So I'll get them done quick, and then I think we'll end this there. It's a nice job done. I'm happy with how it's turned out. So yeah, I'll get all them cut, and then I'll cut back in with it all finished. Right, so that's it. We're all on. Moving nicely. So I just gotta wait for the belt to come now. Bracket made up with that. Let me just turn you around this side. So that's all done. Happy days. So yeah, just waiting for the belt now. It's turned out alright. So it didn't need to be anything special, just, you know, just a bracket to hold that pulley on, just so I can do the delete on the aircon and the power steering pump. So happy days. So yeah, that's all that fitted now. Made up of how it's turned out. You know, there could have been a different way that I could have done it, but yeah, I'm happy with that. Done a bit of milling on the milling machine, which I've not shown in any videos yet, so hopefully there'll be more of that to come with this build, and with the build on the modifications with the car. And I think the next job on this at the minute, I need to modify the alternator bracket, because the alternator bracket runs through the drive shaft on the original Saab, and I'm not using the Saab drive shaft. I'm going to use a drive shaft off a 2 litre Vectra diesel. That's the shaft I'm going to use. So I need to modify the bracket for the alternator, because at the minute the alternator is just swinging there. So that needs to be modified next. So that'll be hopefully a bit of milling machine, bit of milling on there. So yeah, not painted it yet because I'm not sure if I just want to get the engine in, running, get the car MOT'd, and then at least then I know everything's alright on the car, and I can take this back out and give it a complete paint. So that's the plan. Hopefully next video be a power steering pump, depending on weather. So yeah, happy. It's come out alright. So if you like what I've done, like, subscribe, share, drop your thoughts and comments down below, and I'll see you all in the next one. Cheers, bye.